So, we're recording now. I'm going to make this video responding to Chad. Again, let me reiterate what I just said to the chat. Chad's a great fucking guy. Okay, he's got nothing but great content. He has awesome opinions about the game, except for Kazuya. And he's a phenomenal Tekken player himself. He's a high-level player. He understands the game on a pretty deep level. And he's just a stand-up dude. He makes some great arguments, and him and I have some fun back and forths. This is a discussion about Kazuya, for those of you who don't already know that. The points he makes via the data collection is a little bit faulty. There's a fault in his logic, and I want to point it out, just so that people aren't, because I'm getting a lot of hate in his comments from his fan base, and I don't think that's what his intention was. He straight up doesn't want people to hate on me. I straight up don't want people to hate on him. I don't think that that's healthy for anybody. But having a fun discussion could maybe sway people into thinking, hey, maybe talking trash in comments isn't always the healthiest way to go about having a dialogue. So you see the comment on the screen, right? You see, I respect your hate for Kazuya, but don't let the buff guy hear you. First of all, what am I going to do? You know? Oh, yeah, I'm going to kick his ass if he doesn't like Kazuya. What the fuck? Who cares? If you don't like Kazuya, that's fine. I don't understand the hate for Kazuya. I really don't. Considering all the characters in this game, hating on Kazuya doesn't make any fucking sense to me right now, because at that point you might as well just say you hate everybody. Because Kazuya is a legit character in this fucking game. He's still he plays fucking Tekken. He's one of the only non-stance, non-install having characters left in the... In fact, he is the only character in the whole fucking game that doesn't have either A, a stance, or B, an install, or C, a combination of both. Right? He's the only one that's like that anymore. Every other fucking character you can't say that about. So, to say you don't like Kazuya is like kind of saying you don't like Tekken, which I mean, at this point I get that. That makes perfect sense to me. Okay, let's go over the shit with Chad and see what he has to say. I want to dissect this video a bit.
Oh, I respect your hate for Kazuya, but don't let the buff guy hear you. Man, let the buff guy hear me, bro. This guy been sucking this character's dick for 10 years. Fuck this character, bro.
10 years? 30 years, bro.
I gotta do so hard. I gotta do so hard. Everyone else got it so easy. And I'm like, okay, then just pick someone else. Pick some. What'd you get for Tekken King? Pick someone else Tekken King. Show me. Show me, homie. Show me.
Chad, just for the FYI, bro, I made Tekken King with Kazuya and Heihachi. And I made Bushin with Devil Jin. I don't understand why... If I'm able to make Kazuya and Heihachi Tekken King and Bushin with Devil Jin when I'm still on a 10-win streak with that fucking guy in ranked, and that's before he got buffed. So, like, show me, prove it. Like, I mean, I kind of already did, right? Right? If I can make Tekken King with Kazuya and Heihachi and Bushin with Devil Jin, what makes you think I can't get Tekken King with any other character? Guaranteed you hitting Tekken King with Fang. I don't really like Fang. That's the thing. If I was to play a character I mean, I like Fang. He's cool, but Chad plays like who? Fang, Leo, Xiaoyu, right? I'd probably want to try out Leo just to see what that's all about, because I actually did play a little bit of Leo in Tekken 6. I played some Fang in Tekken 7, but I don't know, man. I like Leo for if I was to test something out in this game, like how easy would it be for me to achieve Tekken King with one of those characters, I'd probably go with Leo. They're similar. I think Leo is a bit more cheap right now, though, personally speaking. I think Leo's higher on the tier list than Fang. Leo has that fucking wall-splatting heat smash, and it's only 16 fucking frames. So, I don't know. I think Leo's pretty stupid.
Beef burn. There's no beef. I love the guy. But his opinions on Kazuya are trash. I'm not talking behind his back. I told him this. I told him this to his face.
Yeah, he's straight up. He's not beefing.
I'm with you. He's
legit. We've said the same shit to my face.
Every time you talk about fucking Kazuya, I stop listening. He's like Nova Sakian. I don't know if you know Nova Sakian. He's like a Jin player. I love Nova Sakian. I love all his content. The second he starts talking about Jin, I stop listening, bro. Don't listen to Mishima players when they talk about their character.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a minute. Don't you dare call Jin a Mishima, Chad. Don't you fucking dare, alright? You can tell me my opinions about Kazuya are trash, and you can tell me all the types of shit that you want about Kazuya and how shitty he is as a character. Fine. I love you anyway. But don't you fucking dare called Jin a Mishima in Tekken 8. Fuck that.
I don't care if it's the main man. I don't care if it's the buff guy. I don't care if it's Nova Sacred. Don't listen to Mishima players when talk about their characters. Don't. Don't.
Jin's not a Mishima.
Don't ever. Don't ever. When you're talking about Hwoarang, absolutely.
Listen to us when we talk about Hwoarang.
He's so knowledgeable about the game. He's not dumb. He's just downplaying the character. There's something about the Mishima brain that it just lets you makes you unable to view your character objectively.
I mean, I think that was a good duck, by the way. I think that was a well-said statement. But at the same time, there's something about every character in this game that makes people unable to see their character objectively, right? That's why we need everybody's insight collectively on specific characters. And if you've got a mountain of people saying that this character's cheap, and then you got the mains of that character, specifically only the mains saying that no, he's not, ba-da-da-ba-da-ba, then there's something to be discussed there. Why is everybody else saying that a character is cheap as fuck and super busted, and then only the mains of that character are saying that they're not? Is there a chance they could be downplaying their character? Is there a chance that they're worried about them getting over-nerfed? Yes, all the above. So, granted though, on the other side of that, I can say for a fact that usually when you main a character, I mean not even usually, just straight up all the fucking time, when you main a character, you understand that character on a much deeper basis than the people that don't main the character, right? So in that sense, maybe there's something to be said. Maybe we can talk to those mains and they can dissect the character for us in real time. Nobody is ever calling Kazuya broken these days. No one is ever even considering him top fucking 15 these days, right? You talk to fucking anybody, Kazuya's not top 15 on anybody's list right now. No one. And I wonder why that is. You want to see the first of 5 grudge match between you and Chad? Chad and I will never have grudges against one another. I can tell you that. I think Chad's a great person, and I love his content, and I love his opinions, and he's hilarious.
When did he downplay? He always downplays Jin. Look at any
Nova
video where
Sacred?
he's talking about Jin. He's downplaying the guy. Oh, the character's not that bad. Oh, the lows are all reactable. Not that scary. Not that bad.
No, that is hyperbole.
Actually, I take that back. Because he knows his character's dumb. To be fair, he admits his character's dumb. But my character used to require skill. And now my character's retarded. He actually does say that. To be fair to him. I swear, Mission.
I've heard Nova say some
playing 4D chess and everyone else is playing checkers. It's the funniest shit. It's the funny. Yeah.
I have heard Nova Sacred say positive things in that regard. He's said things like, yeah, my Jin is ridiculous right now, and he's easy to play, blah, blah, blah. So, Nova has redeemed himself in my eyes. As far as saying that comment there, Kazuya or Mishima players think they're playing 4D chess and everybody else is playing checkers. I mean, let's be real here. I'm just gonna say it, man. I'm just gonna fucking say it. It all comes down to simple things like Mishimas require a just frame attack. I'm going to speak specifically about Kazuya here. This is strictly pertaining to Kazuya. Because you don't necessarily have to say this about Heihachi, and you certainly don't have to say this about Devil Jin. Kazuya requires that you master a just frame input at all times. What other character in the game can you say that about? You can say that about needing just frames for combos. You can say that about other characters needing just frames for punishment. Sure. But just to play the fucking game? What other character requires a just frame input just to play the game? I want a response to that, Chad. I enjoy that aspect about Kazuya. I would never bitch that Kazuya is so hard, and therefore I feel like, I'm outclassed and I'm getting cheesed up by this easy mode bullshit. And I say easy mode bullshit about characters because they have easy mode bullshit. Doesn't mean I regret choosing a hard character. To say that you require a just frame to play the game in its basic form, you can only say that about Kazuya. No other character needs that, right? And I think that's a cool aspect of about Kazuya that makes him unique. I mean, you could say that about Heihachi too, but not nearly to the same extent, because Heihachi still, at the end of the day, has a 13 frame down forward 1. And it's only -5 compared to Kazuya's -9 down forward 4. Like, they're completely night and day fucking differences. Heihachi has extensions after his. Kazuya dies for his extension. Heihachi gets a lot of mileage from his extensions. He gets down forward 1-2 just frame, and down forward 1-1 to track really well. Like, Heihachi has a better close range neutral than Kazuya does, which makes him a better character in Tekken 8 than Kazuya is. Having a better neutral is huge. The issue with Kazuya is because it doesn't have any fast mid pokes. He has to check with electric, which means in order to check your opponent, you need a fucking just frame attack, man.
These characters are just coin flip merchants, which is fine if they just admitted it. But like they'll complain about everyone else being coin flip merchants and be like, "Well, my character's not a coin flip merchant." I'm like, "You're the prototype coin flip merchant. Like, what are you talking about?"
Everybody's a coin flip merchant in Tekken 8, even Kazuya.
And I tell you what, right? Let me put the buff guy on blast right now. Let me put the buff guy on blast. First of all, let me say this: I'm about to put him on blast, but before I do, go follow him. I don't want this to become a beef channel. I love this guy. He's my favorite. Like, I actually don't watch that many Tekken streams. I watch him. I at least watch like 5-10 minutes at least a day. I love this
thanks,
guy,
brother.
right?
Much love, man.
But like, here's the thing. So he'll often say things that just drive me crazy. I think I hate watch is the wrong word, but I watch him because he'll say a statement.
Hate watch?
And like, one of the things he'll say is like, Kazuya, bottom 2 character. Like, bottom 2 character. Like, he'll say that, like, with chest.
He is.
And I'm like, bro, there's no way you believe that.
What other characters exist in this game, my friend? What other characters exist? You would never run into somebody with a brain who would say Kazuya's top 15, which means he's bottom 20-something, right? So to say that he's bottom 2, not much of a fucking stretch. Devilgen, Eddie, Fuck'em Rum, Jack 8, there we go. Heihachi, Kazuya, Lee, Lily. Those are my bottom 8 characters in the game right now.
I think Xiaoyu is a bad guy. I do. I think she's weak. I genuinely do. Now here's the thing. Let me show you something. I'm gonna go onto matchups. We're gonna go through order win rate.
You got a positive win rate on Kazuya,
win
bro.
rate against Xiao. Okay. So when I tell you that I think Xiaoyu's bad, okay, like, even if you don't agree with me, you can at least say with confidence that I'm not sandbagging, right? I'm not downplaying. Like, because I beat this bitch.
Yeah.
How can you say a character is bad if you can't beat her? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, again.
That's not, so this is how he's quantifying this is how he's trying to quantify this concept here. If you could beat the character consistently online, then the character is bad. It's essentially his opinion, right? Okay. The problem with that is there are way more factors at play than simply is the character good or not. This is a weird, considering it's coming from Chad, who's a very, very logical and reasonable person and has a good brain in his fucking head. He's a smart guy, and he uses logic and reason in a fantastic way that I admire about the guy. But this is not logical here. You can't, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry, bro, but you're only quantifying this concept via one sample group, which is the character good? You have no other factors at play. What about the connection quality with the majority of the characters or players that you fight online? What if the connection is trash, or something's going on their end? What about the player's skill themselves? What if the player is really good with the character, right? What about, for example, if it's a mirror match, you both have reasonable knowledge on the character, right? So to say that you're to have a 50+% win rate against your mirror match if you're maining a certain character, that's something else you need to take into consideration. They know almost as much, if not more, about the character than you do, right? So it's not necessarily about how strong the character is at that point. It's about who has more experience, who's the better player. In that sense. You know, win rate against certain characters, and saying that you're able to beat them because they're bad characters, is only one piece of the puzzle, and you're missing out on several other pieces of the puzzle. Two of which I just went over.
As an expert who plays the character,
yeah,
and who uses the character, his win rate against Kazuya should be what, 60%?
No,
right?
That's a wrong way of looking at it. Again, it shouldn't be. You can't say that. Yes, I know a lot about the character. In fact, I might even know everything about the character. Who knows? I'm sure there are things I can learn still. But, and I never want to stop learning, so great. Yeah, I think. But at the same time, my opponents who play Kazuya, when I fight them, also have extensive knowledge on the character. And typically, Kazuya players, sorry to suck my own dick here, but Kazuya players, Brian players, Lee players, Heihachi players typically are super fucking good Tekken players. Right? Super good! Like, they have super decent fundamentals, they understand punishment, they fucking punish consistently, they have good movement, they are solid Tekken character, or Tekken players with usually extensive knowledge on the cast, because they pilot a character that requires their knowledge of the cast in order to play the character. Right? So, you're looking at this only with the part of the data in mind. And you're reaching a conclusion. It's like, okay, you got 10 rocks in front of you, and you're looking under one rock and saying there's no crabs under this rock, so there can't be any crabs under all the rocks. No, you looked under one fucking rock. What about the other 9 rocks? You have no idea if there's any crabs under there, right? So why don't we check and include those rocks into our analysis, and then we can reach a conclusion from that, if you weigh all of the data and all the evidence together, instead of just looking at one piece of evidence and reaching a conclusion based on that. It's like the famous Neil deGrasse Tyson quote: take a glass of water, you put it in the ocean, and then you look at the glass of water and you say, oh, there are no whales in this ocean. The fuck? You have nothing to go by! You've got a glass of fucking water! You've done no investigation whatsoever! What the fuck is this? Like, why are you reaching a conclusion based on fucking percentages of the data? So, you're looking at it wrong, and this is not logical, and this is not reasonable, and I'm actually disappointed, considering how smart I know Chad is, and how great of an arguer he is, an interlocutor. He's a fantastic debater, master debater, in fact, he's a total master debater. And I am disappointed.
Is it the buff guy, or is it...
Doesn't even know my name. I'm so upset. So upset. So upset.
Let's check the win. Let's check the win rate. I think it's buff underscore guy.
Yeah.
Or the buff. I think it's up. Yeah, Kazuya Heihachi. Yeah. Okay, this is up. Right? The underscore, yeah. Okay.
Raven and Steve, my other guys. I like Raven and
Let's
Steve. They're
check
fun.
The win rate. Weighted win rate. Okay.
See, by your logic alone, if we just use the thing that he just said, right, then Nina, by all accounts, should be shit. King should be shit, right? But no, Nina and King are top characters of this fucking game. If his logic was sound, then Nina and King and Brian should all be shitty characters. In this instance, because I have a positive win rate against them. They should all be trash. But Nina, King, and Brian are 3 of the strongest characters in the game, and I don't see anybody arguing that. That's not because they're fucking shitty characters. I'm getting a win rate against them because I've labbed the fuck out of Nina, King, and Brian. Well, Brian mostly because Kazuya's a great matchup against Brian. But King and Nina, I eat those characters for breakfast most of the time because I've labbed the fuck out of them, and I know how to beat those characters, especially Nina. So, right off the bat, you look at my stats and you immediately can conclude that his analysis is not exactly accurate.
Kazuya. 51.52. Right? Here's the thing. And it's pretty good. To be 51.5, he's above 500, right? But, like, you'd expect that number to be high, no? Should that number be high?
No, because they're also playing Kazuya. The Kazuya mains are also playing him. They know just as much about him. It's not about the strength of the character. If we're both playing the same character, then what the fuck does that have to do with how strong the character is? Man, Lydia is my worst matchup. Holy fuck, I get wrecked by Lydia players. I never knew that. I get fucking destroyed by Lydia players and by Clive well, Clive can go fuck himself, but damn, I suck against Lydia. Free wins from me if you pick Lydia.
Again, it's one thing if I'm losing to Kazuya, I don't know how to sidewalk left, apparently. I apparently don't know how to sidewalk left. That's why I get blowed up, right?
The other thing you're not factoring in with these win-loss, win-loss shit, is what about moments where I'm learning the character? Because this includes all matches, right? What about matches that I've just been learning how to play Heihachi, or relearning the character? Because when I first picked Heihachi back up a couple months ago, I didn't really know how to play him as well as I used to when I piloted him in Season 1, because I just pretty much forgot all my shit with the guy, right? I was playing a lot of Kazuya, I wasn't really focusing on anybody else. Heihachi took some time to get used to, because he's got a different game plan from Kazuya, despite being a Mishima as well. So I had to relearn simple basic concepts with Heihachi. I lost a fuck ton of matches in that sequence when I was relearning the character. I lost a fuck ton. Does this factor into that? Does that factor into these stats? Because a lot of those losses can be attributed to the fact that I was still trying to figure my shit out. And it took me like, what, 2 or 3 weeks of constant matches to figure out, to get where I am now with Heihachi.
48, he's got a losing win rate.
Yeah.
Got a losing win rate against
Again,
Kazuya.
probably a lot of that had to do with when I was first relearning Heihachi, so you're not getting the data properly.
See what I'm saying? Like this, again, people like me and you and the buff guy, we can all exchange opinions online, but like the numbers should bear it out. You know, as men of reasons, the numbers should bear it out. If the character is ass, then your win rate against the character should be high. He's better in the King matchup than me, right? Wait that.
Well, yeah, I labbed the fuck out of King, man. King
right?
is one of my most labbed
like,
characters.
If Kazuya is so bad, why don't we have a winning win rate? Just sidewalk left.
And the other thing I gotta say is, no offense to King players typically, but a lot of them suck. Like, a lot of them are so fucking bad at this game. Because they're playing King, they don't need to be good. I'll get people coming in here, paying $5 for their coaching session, I'll watch their gameplay, and they're actually actively punishing people in red and purple ranks with Kazuya. It's amazing! And then you get somebody in here that plays King, that fucking submits a video for coaching, and it's night and fucking day performance. The King player is doing King shit, the Kazuya player is trying to learn how to play Tekken. That's the difference, the major difference here. The Kazuya players, from the ones that I've seen, that I've coached on stream, they're very solid players. Same thing applies for Lee players, same thing applies to fucking Brian players, same thing applies to Lily players. Like, they are genuinely pretty fucking good, solid Tekken players. So, that needs to be factored in when you're discussing this shit.
No, let me just sidewalk left. Just sidewalk left. A Kazuya player, because he's super inconsistent, a Kazuya player is often going to lose to people who he is better than. I will acknowledge that, right?
Sure.
But he's also going to beat people that he's worse than.
I mean, yeah, but you can say that about any character.
This is the point I'm trying to make.
Oh, now he does a match versus Kazuya himself. See, what? Here's the issue, bro. I know the wall's to your side there, so you're not trying to sidewalk into the wall. But here's the thing. So now he gets up with that. Now you should have got that tech roll should have been a tech roll to the left, because the wall wasn't immediately to your left. It was just to your left. There was enough space to where you could have side rolled left and then gotten up into an immediate sidewalk left, and you probably would have dodged that follow-up hell sweep. But he continues to tech roll into the right, which is playing into the Kazuya's hands. And then you're bitching about the Kazuya. Like, why are you complaining about a character when you're doing the thing that the Kazuya wants you to do? No punish on the down forward too. Come on, Chad. Where you at, bro? Tekken King Fang, you should be punishing that shit every time. No Kazuya, no punish from the Kazuya there? No, nice duck, but no punish? Bro! Okay, in that instance, you didn't duck that. You could have sidewalked there.
See what I mean? I won. Did I win because of superior skill? No, because he made me guess and I guessed right.
He didn't make you guess, though. That wasn't a guess. Yeah, you guessed. You did guess, but you weren't forced to guess there. You could have sidewalked left and you would have been fine as well. You didn't have to duck. And on top of that, if you were to do like a down forward 2 homing move, you had enough health left there to weather the attack. So sidewalk left wouldn't have been the worst option for you there. So, I don't know, man. Like, what's the deal here, bro? Like, there were multiple mistakes in that bit of gameplay there, like, right off the fucking bat that you should not have been doing. You should be ducking and launching his down forward 1-2 every time he does it. You should be punishing things appropriately, like he's down forward 2 on block. You didn't punish that. You could punish that with fucking 1-2-2. Or better yet, fucking back 4-2 into stance with Fang into crouch dash, you know? So, no, dude. I think that your complaints are coming from a place that is a little bit misguided here, because you're clearly very good at the game, but your knowledge about Kazuya is limited, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that you don't like the character, so you refuse to get good at the matchup. And I have the same problem with Lars, and I have the same problem with fucking Xiao Yu a lot of the time, and Azucena and Lydia. Lydia and Azucena especially, I suck ass against those characters. And I dislike labbing them, but I've labbed the fuck out of them now, and I understand more counterplay against them now, but it took me a while to get there. I think you still need to get there with Kazuya.
When you win against Kazuya, you feel angry. Fuck this character, this dumbass character, bro. Whenever someone says, hey,
I don't get it. How can you, Chad, come on, man. How can you call Kazuya a dumbass character when you're sitting there playing Fang, bro, and Leo, and Xiao Yu, and Asuka? I mean, come on, man. What the fuck, dude? Like, bro, I love you, man. You're a great fucking guy, and I love your content, but what are you... You can't call Kazuya a dumbass character when you play Fang, Leo, Asuka, and Xiao Yu. Bro, come on, man. Really? Play whoever the fuck you want, dude. Whoever you want. Awesome. All about it. It's fine. But what are you... Kazuya's a dumbass character and you play those guys? Bro, come on.
Bro, show me this. Because when I tell you Xiao's ass, I'm backing it up. And again, I don't...
No, you're not backing it up. You're really good at the Xiao Yu matchup, probably because you play her. So the flowcharts that Xiao Yu players online like to use won't work on you. Because you're very labbed and extensively... like, same thing with Nina. With my win rate versus Nina, it was like 67% or some shit, right? Like, my Nina matchup is fantastic. I've got extensive Nina knowledge. I know how to beat the fuck out of that character. When their flowcharts are effective against other people that don't lab the character, they're going to carry that on to the next match, to the next match, to the next match. Eventually they're going to run into somebody like you who knows exactly how to deal with the flowcharts and gets an 80% win rate against the character because you play her yourself. So, yes. I think you're backing up the fact that you've got a great Xiao Yu matchup. Absolutely. Are you backing up the fact that she's trash? No, because it just speaks to you as a player, not the character's strength. These stats don't account for very much beyond that.
If I saw a mid-level player who played Brian, I'm gonna kill this man. If I saw a mid-level player who plays Raven, I'm gonna kill this man. If I see a mid-level player who plays Kazuya, I'm like, well, I might lose. It doesn't...
Yeah, bro, but that's, again, a lot of that's on you, man. A lot of that is on you. If you're so confident in the Xiao Yu matchup and the Brian matchup, like, you've clearly got extensive knowledge on those characters, judging by your win rates, but you don't ever lab the Kazuya matchup. And every time I see you fight against Kazuya, you're doing the wrong thing, like we just saw with Fang. Because you didn't punish anything you did, you fucking tech rolled into the wrong direction on the second tech roll when the wall was not to your left, you could have tech rolled. You would have been better off tech rolling into immediate sidewalk left there, in that scenario, than tech rolling right, because you're always playing into Kazuya's hands when you tech roll to the right. And as a Tekken King player who's extensively knowledgeable of the game, you should know that, Chad. You should have known that. So, but you ended up blocking the hell sweep and killing him for it. So what does that tell you? You know, clearly, you're not that bad at the Kazuya matchup. You just need to lab Kazuya a little bit more. You need to understand his appropriate counterplay. And you play characters that are very effective against Kazuya. Asuka, Leo, Feng, and Xiao Yu are all fantastic matchups for Kazuya. The matchup is never in the Kazuya's favor against those 4 characters. If you played Brian, or Jack or something, then sure, I could see, or Nina, then yeah, the matchup's more in Kazuya's favor in that sense. But again, like, every character has its anti-character, right? Ask Chad to get Kazuya to Tekken Emperor and try doing the same with Leo. Let's see who gets there first. Tekken King. I don't want to get Leo to Tekken Emperor because I don't want anybody to be Tekken Emperor except for my mains. I'm down with Tekken King though. Sick video, bro. Seriously, everybody go subscribe to this guy. Great content creator, great man, awesome fucking human being in general. Just everybody should be watching Chad the Third UK. That's his. Those are his things. Go subscribe, please. Do it for me. All right. If you love me, you'll do it for me. This is a great fucking individual here. He just has incomplete thoughts about Kazuya because I just don't think he understands Kazuya as much as he should. For the skill that he's at, you really should know more about the character. And I think you're just getting in your own way a little bit there, Chad. So my opinion would be, in order to settle this little discussion, I'm not saying we need to have a race. It's not a race. You can take as long as you want to get Kazuya to Tekken King. But I do challenge you. I'm going to take Leo, and I'll take that character to Tekken King. You compared Leo, you said that Leo's bullshit, you think Kazuya's bullshit. Okay, so play Kazuya, get him to Tekken King, and then reevaluate your opinion, or maybe you'll even have the same opinion, who knows, but come back to me after you've gotten him there, and we'll have a discussion. I want to know what your experience would have been like. I want to know everything about what you thought while you were playing Kazuya in the blue ranks, getting into that spot, Tekken King. And that's not asking much, right? Like that, Tekken King's not that high of a rank. All things considered, a player on Chad's level, getting Kazuya to Tekken King should not be that difficult. Same thing with me with Leo. Shouldn't be that difficult. We should both have those characters at Tekken King in no time. But obviously I want people to take their time. I don't want it to be a race. I'm not saying this is like I challenge you to do this. If you can't do this, you're trash. Fuck that idea. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm only asking about this for experimental purposes. You're convinced Kazuya is X, maybe he's Y, and maybe you'll think he's Y more once you've played him and gotten him to Tekken King. Maybe I will think Leo is more fair and balanced once I've gotten them to Tekken King. Who knows, right? You always have more insight on the character once you've piloted them for a certain amount of time and you brought them up in the ranks. You know, and Tekken King's not that easy to achieve, even though it's not that high of a rank. Yes, it's a great rank. It's a very high rank, but it's not that great, not that high of a rank, right? It's just kind of, it's a good metric. You can say that you understand the character on a reasonable level, fundamentally speaking, if you can get them to Tekken King. You know, you might not be an expert at the character, you might not even be all that really great with the character, but if you can get them there, at least you understand them on a certain level. And you can say that for sure. So, I would love to try this experiment out. You know, just a completely friendly invite. You play Kazuya, get him to Tekken King, and then report back and see what you think then. That's all I want from you. If you don't want to do that, by all means, you do not have to commit. I'm not saying you have to do this or you suck or I'm calling you out, Chad, you gotta fucking do this or else. No, fuck all that. This is just a friendly invite. If you reject it, we'll just be right back to where we are right now. We'll be having this conversation, but if you truly feel this way, I challenge you. Get him to Tekken King, and then come and have a conversation with me. Once we get both those characters to Tekken King, we can then maybe do a little podcast, the two of us, and maybe we can get some more people involved in the podcast, have a little gathering, and discuss this in depth with each other and say, this is what I found interesting about Leo, this is what I found very easy about the character, here's where I was having problems with the character, and here's where I think I'm stuck, or whatever. And then you can do the same thing with Kazuya, and we can maybe help each other out. Chad, awesome fucking video. I appreciate your insight. I don't agree with your analysis on the data, the stats there. You only accounted for one of the pieces of data that's involved in that data collection. You didn't account for any of the other factors at play. So to say that if this character is really weak, then you should have a positive win rate against them is kind of there's a fault in that logic, because it's not the win stats, the number there that you see does not represent whether or not the character is weak. That's part of it, but it's only like 10% of what it actually is. There are multiple other things at play. like 6 different factors. You got the character strength, but you also have the player strength. You also have the connection qualities. You also have other external factors at play, like faulty controllers or mindsets of the day, or perhaps the knowledge of the character. Maybe the person that you're playing against isn't as good of a Tekken player as you, but they know a lot more about that character than you do. So they're able to circumvent your bullshit, even though that character's really strong. They've labbed the shit out of them. You know, could be that. There's so many different things at play. You cannot just say that it represents only the quality of the character in terms of tier list, and that's it. That's just not the right way to look at it. Otherwise, Nina would be bottom tier because I have a 67% win rate against her. So, or King is bottom tier because I have a 55% win rate. Or Brian's bottom tier because I got a 53% win rate against him. Like, no, that's not how these stats work. There's a lot more to it than that, and no one's saying Brian, Nina, and King are bottom fucking tier. They're all top tier. So, anyways. Yeah, much love, Chad. Go subscribe to him. All the best, and take care, brother.